You only know of 8 planets, but you know that in fact our solar system, was there ever an inexplicable missing planet? And its fragments still threaten the Earth to this day. Maybe even the real murderer who killed the dinosaurs. The current planet, hidden in the planetary belt between Mars and Saturn's rings, is the remnant of his death. And here's what's even more outrageous. Mars 3.70 billion years ago. It could be a blue planet full of water. Later, it became the desert Death Star. But here's the thing. If humans really want to colonize Mars in the future, how many problems do we have to overcome? Let me start with the first. The solar system is missing a planet. It's between Mars and Jupiter. 18th century. The astronomer Titius calculated it only makes sense to have a planet between fire and wood. Now there is only a pile of gravel. Scientists are even in these fragments. A metal heart was found. It's 100 million years older. The composition is almost identical to the planetary core. The ghost planet was later called the evil child. It means the existence of a miserable fate. So how did he get shredded and disappear? In fact, the real murder, it was Jupiter. Attractive force simulation. Jupiter is like a big invisible hand. Pfeifen's orbit more and more twisted. Ultimately, tidal forces ripped the whole planet to shreds. Those fragments didn't disappear. They became the asteroid belt that it still threatens the Earth. Chelya in Russia in 2013. Minsk meteorite. It's one of the remains of the evil boy. Some scientists even suspect the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs 65 million years ago. It could also come from his ashes. In other words, the vanishing planet. Not only did it change the shape of his solar system, it also directly affects the life. Fate has no fragments of him. Perhaps there was no rise of the mammals. There are no humans today. But then, again, if the evil child is not broken, what will happen to the current solar system? His position is right between Mars and Jupiter. If the mass is large enough, may act as a shield against asteroids. Earth might not experience as many impacts. Dinosaurs may not go extinct. But another possibility is attractive force the orbit of Mars, causing a planetary collision. The consequences were even more tragic. Speaking of Mars, let's take a look at this one again. The past and present lives of the red planet. Mars looks dry. Minus tens of degrees. The atmosphere is so thin that you can't even let alone liquid water. But you know what? 3.70 billion years ago, it could be a true blue ocean planet. China's Zhurong Mars rover drilled 35 meters below 76 Mars. Layers of regular sediment were found. Like the accumulation of sediment left after the waves dry fade. Riverbeds all over the planet, lake ruins and canyons. Model calculation by the U.S. Northern Hemisphere. Once upon a time, there was an ocean area that exceeds 50 million the average depth is 1.6 kilometers. To say, Mars probably had rivers and lakes at that time. It even harbored life. Where did the water go after that? Scientists have proposed 3 possibilities. The first possibility is that the solar wind clear atoms float into space. The water just blew away. The second possibility is that the water in the form of a giant aquifer. Third, the Martian rocks are like sponges. Lock water in mineral structures. Release it when needed. Which statement is the most reliable? So far, no conclusion. But it is certain. Yes, Mars went from the blue planet to the desert after a complete planetary change. This also serves as a wake-up call. The environment is not always Once the Earth loses its magnetic field, it could go the way of Mars. Since Mars used to be blue, then can we humans bring him back to life? After watching The Martian, many growing potatoes on Mars doesn't seem reality difficult. Is beyond human imagination. So soil. The Martian soil is full of Earth. This thing's for rocket fuel and disinfectant. Poison to plants. Forget about potatoes. Even the most resilient liverworts. In the simulation environment, scientists try to use microbes to break down. Ordinary microbes can't survive on Mars. It has to be genetically modified. And water, and there is ice at the mining, transportation and melting. Even if you get water, it has to be 100% recycled. Otherwise, the water supply will the collection rate of the International Space Station. But on Mars, 93%. It has to be close to 100%. And light and energy. Mars is only 43%, as it must be supplemented by artificial light. But energy is another solar panel. Are easily buried by nuclear technology, and the temperature difference on Mars without a perfect temperature control system. Are either roasted or frozen to death. And finally, gravity. The gravity of Mars is only 38% of that of Earth. Can get lead to a decrease in production. Scientists are studying how to use genetic technology adapt to this environment. But it's far from being practical. It's a lot harder. In fact, humans still have a chance. Scientists propose building a base, natural underground caverns and tubes. The windbreak sand temperature is also stable. Walls built with 3D printed Martian soil. You can build an underground fortress. Future Martians could actually grow the first potatoes in a cave. So you see, from the vanishing evil companion to the lost star, blue ocean of Mars, to the future, the difficult challenge of establishing a human presence. These stories are actually reminders the universe is not static. The fate of planets is often rewritten. The last question I want to ask, would you like to be one of the first settlers to Mars?